All right, welcome to Team 2's presentation on communication dimensions involving meetings. In this, we'll be discussing how you should properly communicate with each other and ask and talk socially with each other during meetings.
One of the most important things to do in order to facilitate a productive meeting is to enter the meeting with the appropriate amount of preparation and forethought. The best practices to be prepared for meetings are as follows. First, you need to understand the purpose and goals of the meeting. By reviewing the meeting agenda and any related documents, you can familiarize yourself with the documents and topics that are being discussed. By gathering necessary information and thoroughly reading documentation and other relevant materials, you can bring questions, clarifications, and concerns you may have to the meeting. By considering stakeholders and other important individuals involved, you can identify their perspectives and expectations, which can help you to better communicate with them. By preparing your own insights and suggestions, you can come up with well-reasoned arguments that can enhance the quality of the meeting. Bringing any supporting materials can also aid in this discussion. This could include diagrams, mock-ups, or examples that visually demonstrate your ideas.
Now I will provide some tips to engage better in meetings. Firstly, let's start with a good icebreaker. We have all experienced those repetitive and cheesy icebreakers in virtual meetings. So trying something different will kick off your meeting with a fun and engaging icebreaker. Next, I want to emphasize the importance of allowing plenty of time for questions and answers. Your questions and feedback are valuable. By carving out dedicated time for questions and answers, we can address any knowledge gaps, address frustration, and ensure everyone feels heard and understood. Third, collaborate with others. Collaboration is the key. We all have unique perspectives and insights to contribute. To avoid repetitive meetings and maintain engagement, a good idea is to take turns in facilitating our meetings. By spreading responsibilities, we can bring fresh ideas, improve communication, and keep everyone engaged. Last but not least, I want to encourage active participation from everybody. While some might naturally contribute their thoughts and opinions, others might feel more reserved. To ensure everyone has a chance to share, it would be better to periodically ask if anyone has anything to add or suggest before we move on to the next agenda item. By following the previous tips, your engagement in the presentation will be better.
It's important to have good etiquette during meetings, so to do that, here's a few tips. Be prepared. If you have material to go over or to present, make sure you have a good understanding of that material. Be punctual. Show up to the meeting on time. Speak clearly. Make sure members of the group can hear and understand you. Actively listen and participate. Ask questions and show interest in the material that's being presented. Give others the opportunity to speak. Don't talk over other people. Let them voice their ideas and opinions, even if you disagree. Watch your body language. If you're bored or uninterested, your body will show it.
There are plenty of important things involving social cues when it comes to leading the meeting. For starters, you need to be able to start and end on time during a meeting. Plenty of your workers will not be able to come to a meeting that goes over late or ends up being started way later than it should have been because they have other things they need to do involving their own groups. When leading the meeting, you should also be able to articulate things clearly and audible. Otherwise, no one will be able to understand what you're saying or be able to engage with you. You also need to be able to present your information in an easy and well-explained way so people can understand you and engage with the information provided, so that people can understand and be able to engage in it properly. As a leader, you should be able to encourage participation in the thing, allowing others to ask questions and for you to answer their questions. And in order to avoid also going over or starting late, you should try to use an agenda. This will help save time and make the meetings more efficient.
So during a meeting, you should engage in active listening. Something that helps is writing down information and also asking questions so that you fully understand what's being said. It's important to communicate by speaking in an appropriate tone, especially, and not any kind of tone that might be taken as sarcastic or upset. And then collaboration by thinking of how you can aid others in their tasks or other things like that, and writing down common goals. To follow up a meeting, It's important to summarize key points and the action items that you take away from it. It's important to nurture a positive professional relationship through follow-up interactions. So just be kind to your coworkers. Clarifying any unresolved issues or questions is important so that everyone understands. Ensuring that everyone understands their responsibilities. Maintaining open lines of communication so that everyone can collaborate better, and then addressing any concerns or challenges that arise afterwards.
And these are our sources.